Thank you for watching this episode of Interviews with the Rebel. And today, I just kind of want to do an episode that's a little bit different than the normal episodes, right? And I kind of want to talk about why it's so different. So for the past couple of months, I've kind of had the formula of doing interviews with a rebel and really just sitting down with different people who I know or know of who have, pretty interesting stories, right? People who are entrepreneurs, people who are creators, people who are really just trying to figure it out, or some people who have already figured it out. During the course of that, though, I started to become more aware of who I am and become a little bit more honest, right? So I've been doing this for a while as far as just like interviewing different people, and especially interviewing people on camera. That's the most important thing. And the thing that I realized is that sometimes when I'm not very interested in the conversation or even the person, sometimes it shows up on my face, right? So sometimes I look uninterested, or I just look tired, or look like I really don't want to be there. And sometimes that's not the case. But sometimes it's just because I don't really know this person that I'm speaking to. And so sometimes they can just come off looking away. That's something that I know about myself. And sometimes when you're trying to interview different people who have substance, or who have people who you know something about, or people that you just kind of want to tell their stories, or people that you feel like will have a good story, sometimes you're going to run into a couple of duds, right? And not saying that anybody that I've had up here was duds, but sometimes if they catch you at the wrong moment and the story just isn't going the way you thought it would be, sometimes it just doesn't come across the right way. So with that being said, that is why I'm here right now, speaking with you by myself in front of this camera, right? And where that came from and why I'm actually speaking to you, right, is because over the last couple of weeks, I talked to my man Cap, and he was pretty much analyzing some of the videos that I put out. He was like, yeah, some of those interviews, you look very uninterested. You look like you're not really there. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I took that information and I started the process, right? I analyzed pretty much everything. So I started to analyze a little bit. And I was like, it's kind of hard finding people in my area who have good conversations, who are people that I know about, who are people who I am intrigued about. So how can I get around that, right? How can I still do this show, but always put out an episode that I'm excited about doing? So it hit me. And when I say it hit me in that last year during COVID, when everything first started, where everybody was quarantined in the house, I did something called Quarantine Thoughts, where I did that pretty much every day for 60 days, or actually it was 45 days. So every day for 45 days, where I did a different video on my thoughts and just different things I was going through, different things that I was thinking about during quarantine, during COVID. And even though that was every day and that became a lot, I actually like doing that. I like just kind of just sitting down for a second, which I did every morning, just kind of talk about different ideas that are floating around my head. I'm an overthinker, so different ideas are just floating around. So it got me thinking that I actually miss doing that. I miss it a lot, actually. I like to be able to just go back. Actually went down my YouTube playlist a couple of days ago and really just looked at some of those videos and kind of see where I was at that time. It's kind of like a diary to me a little bit. So I was doing that, and to be honest, I looked at a video or one of the podcast episodes from somebody I admire on social media, Tyler Badman. He's a creative and from New York, but he's actually in Portland right now. So he was saying kind of the same thing as far as what he's trying to do with his podcast channel. So after watching that and after watching those old Quarantine Thoughts videos, I was like, you know what? Instead of trying to put out videos just for the sake of putting out videos, or having somebody in here to sit down with every week, I'm still trying to strive to actually have somebody to sit here with every week. But if I can't, there's nothing wrong with me just kind of sitting down and just kind of talking about where I'm at in this moment. Because the whole purpose of this is to kind of give a raw look inside somebody's journey. Sometimes I got a thick tongue. So, excuse me. But yeah, this whole journey, this whole show is about taking you inside the look of somebody's journey, just to kind of see where were they at when they first started to where they're at now, and kind of showing, those steps along that process. So, kind of just want to talk about where I'm at right now in this moment. So, the first quarter 2021 was actually the best quarter I've ever had in my career, in my life, everything, for multiple reasons. One reason I can't really talk about this particular moment, maybe in the next couple of weeks, but I can't talk about that. But the thing that I can talk about though is that I actually made the most money that I've ever made. And I put it on social media a couple of days ago that I made $20,000 in 3 months. And the reason that's so important to me is not necessarily for the monetary aspect of it, but it's important to me because first, I never made that amount of money doing anything in 3 months. So that's one thing. The second is I never thought I'd be in this place where I'm really understanding where I'm at right now. Things are really clicking for me as far as all the L's I took over the last 5 to 10 years are really starting to all kind of come together. I was actually just had a conversation with one of the guests that came on before, Stephanie, when she said, all the things that she went through before is kind of lining everything up for her at this moment where you can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, where you don't feel like you have to struggle as much and you're kind of getting to where you're supposed to be at. So that's one thing for me, is that all the things that I've been through, all the partnerships that failed, all the working with clients that I didn't want to work with, or doing projects I didn't want to work with, all those things, all the things that I've learned from those are starting to come together and be like, all right, this is what you should be doing. This is how you should be doing it. And like I said, even from September until now, things have been skyrocketing. And the craziest thing about that is I'm actually able to do the things that I really want to do. Right now, before I used to do a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do, as far as websites, so I was doing graphics or running social media or whatever the case may be. But now I'm actually doing the things that I really want to do and really feel energized and passionate about. And I'm doing it how I want to do it. So to do that and to actually make money in the slowest quarter, which is normally the slowest quarter ever, and to make the most money I've ever made is mind-blowing to me. So normally I don't stay in the moment, but I'm really processing that and just really thankful and feeling blessed right now as far as just being able to do that. And just thanking God and just pat myself on the back yo, you made a lot of mistakes, but now things are starting to look up. So I'm trying to stay in the moment because as us creators, entrepreneurs, we never really stay in the moment. We really never just sit there and okay, we did a great thing, and let's soak that in for a second. So I've been in the process of soaking it in, but at the same time, it's the thought of what's next. So that's kind of where I'm at now, just trying to really figure out. I got to this point doing certain things. Now, how can I kind of not up that up, but take that to a next level? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just trying to figure out what's the next level. Walking with intention and purpose, but still not showing everybody every part of the rap, but just showing the things that are more valuable to people. Instead of just trying to do everything just to kind of stay in front of people's face all the time, it's starting to like take one step back, just so I can, when I do present myself, move with more intention and move with more clarity and move with more focus. So that's kind of where I'm at now, just moving with focus in everything I do. So that's why, like I said, with these episodes, I kind of want them to mean more than just me sitting across from somebody and just kind of talking to them about their life and not really getting out of the conversation what I want to get out of it. Or that could be me not being on social media as much, but when I am on social media, make sure that it's meaningful. Make sure to have made some type of impact in your day. Or it's really not taking on every project that's in front of me, because the projects that I am taking, I want them to be able to flourish and really be able to just do some awesome and dope things when they come across my table. So that's kind of where I'm at in 2021, especially right now, April 10th is really just moving with intention and focus and just kind of make sure I do the right things. The right things for me. Just make sure I do the right things for me. So that's where I'm at. So if you like this conversation, I guess I need to do the business part of it. So if you like this conversation, let me know. This is a question for y'all. In the comments, let me know what is something that you're focused on at the moment. Yeah, let me know that. I really want to know. Just because I know where I'm heading at, and just want to see what you guys are focused on, or what you guys might need help on, or whatever the case may be. So please, in the comments, let me know what you're focused on at the moment. And if you like this conversation, like I said, just consider subscribing to the channel. Please make sure you follow me as well, Shy here, so I'm pretty much everything. And that's pretty much all I got. So you guys stay safe, stay one free, but keep creating, keep shooting, and you guys have a good one.